This week on Twende, we visit the headquarters of Kilifi County. We will explore the 40,000-ton bridge and learn its history. It was built in 1990, so how were people crossing the creek before it was built? We go to Kilifi's other long bridge in Sabaki and see where the Athi River ends its 400-kilometer journey. I get to walk in the sand dunes.
Manze, feels so good being in Dubai.
We bump into an unexpected visitor at the beach. Many people like to travel to the coast for their holidays. Such towns as Mombasa, Diani, Mtwapa, Watamu, Malindi and Lamu come to mind. There is one major town ni kama watu hawaipendi sana ama hawaijui vizuri. Kilifi. Not the county, but the town. The headquarters of Kilifi County is Kilifi Town. So how did this town that is situated on the elevation from the sea come to have its name? That is really difficult. Na sikumbuki tukisoma hiyo shule. Au ni jina ya Kigiriama?
Sasa jina Kilifi litoka wapi? Okay, so let me paint a picture. Probably mzungu alikama akasema, oh, this town is on a cliff, we shall call it Cliff Town. Kilifi? No, Cliff Town. Kilifi? No, Cliff Town. Kwenda huko. Inaitwa Kilifi. As you know, si tunaita vile tunajisikia. Si ni kwetu. So si Cliff Town. Ni Kilifi.
Kilifi is not known for its nightlife, which tukisema ukweli, it does not exist. People here sleep early. Lakini asubuhi.
It doesn't matter where you go. Wakenya kila mahali urauka mapema, and Kilifi offers something very special. Manze sun ndio ina rise. That's the view is amazing. Air is different. Lakini usiku ina feel like it's a dead town. Wase ulala mapema. Why? I guess so they can wake up even earlier.
Kilifi Town has a mix of the old and the new. There are buildings that keep the old coastal architecture, and there are these new modern-looking office blocks. Another impressive feature of the town is the CBD. A good section of it is well paved and has wide open spaces. So why visit Kilifi Town? There are plenty of reasons, but one concrete one stands out. Kilifi Bridge, the town's most significant feature. It links Mnarani in the south and Kilifi Town in the north. At the time of construction in 1990, it was the longest bridge in Kenya at 420 meters. Today, it will take you about 20 seconds to cross in a vehicle at a moderate speed. Walking will take you about 5 minutes, and you can even cycle across. 31 years ago, anything under 15 minutes was record time. Most of the major towns along the Kenyan north coast are found along the B8 highway, which runs from Mombasa to Garissa. The road followed closely to the coastline, so when the British got to the Kilifi Creek, they got a challenge. They got a creek that was longer than Tudor and Mtwapa. Building a bridge was out of the question, as they also had not built any in Nyali and Mtwapa Creek. In those days, traffic was very light, so they brought these barges that could be pulled using ropes. Hapa ungevuka in 30 minutes. That would be a record. As the years went on, the traffic increased and more barges were brought in. Then in the late 60s, bigger barges were added that could carry even more vehicles. Miaka ikaendelea, traffic ikaongezeka. In the late 70s, the traffic was again getting out of hand, and the government commissioned 2 ferries to be built, Malindi and Kilifi. President Kenyatta launched them on 17th January 1978. These were modern vessels and would break the speed records crossing the half-kilometer channel in 10 minutes. Maisha yakawa mazuri as the 2 ferries would crisscross the half-kilometer channel at a record time of 10 minutes. The ramp became a major commercial center as traders would sell to motorists and passengers waiting to board the ferries. In the 80s, the number of travelers again continued to grow and the old ferries could not keep up. They started to have frequent breakdowns. Wacha kuanze kuwa na jam. Travelers would be stuck for hours waiting for one ferry. Driving around the creek was not a good option either, as the ocean extends quite a distance inland. Besides, the roads were in worse shape. While some people saw a problem, others saw an opportunity. The local fishermen would use their small boats to ferry impatient passengers for a fee. Hii ikawa ni kitega uchumi yao. The tourism industry in Watamu, Malindi and beyond was taking a big hit, as tourists would be stranded here for hours, even missing their flights in Mombasa. There were 2 options: build a road around the creek or take the bull by the horns and construct the longest bridge in the region. Work started on the bridge in July 1988. Now, building a bridge may look easy from the map, but kwa ground, vitu ni different. The project would cost a whopping 700 million in 1980s money. Most of this cash would be sunk under the water. Apana sio kuibiwa. The foundation of the bridge is 58 meters below sea level, which makes up 60% of the whole structure. The amount of concrete used was 40,000 tons. The bridge was completed in 1990 and President Moi was on hand to launch it, the longest bridge in the country. Today, the old ferries that serve this route, Malindi, Lamu and Kilifi, have long been decommissioned and are out of sight. However, signs of this past can be seen at the old ferry ramp. The old highway which used to go through Mnarani and down to the ocean still exists.
In course kulikuwa na ferry 3, Likoni, Mtwapa na Kilifi. But Mtwapa alijenga bridge, Kilifi obviously kuna Kilifi bridge, so ni Likoni pekee. But now, as we speak, I'm standing on a piece of history. And that just blows my mind.
So next time you are in Kilifi, take some time to marvel at this amazing Kenyan infrastructure as you reflect on its history. Our next stop is the other long bridge in the county. It is not as long as the Kilifi bridge and people did not previously cross by ferry, but it also has a special story. jump all the way to the second longest bridge in Kilifi, the Sabaki Bridge. Hii daraja haina story nyingi. It was built in 1995 to 1997. Our interest here is the water flowing under it. About 500 meters from the bridge is where the Sabaki River ends its 390-kilometer long journey. Na hapo ndipo tunapoenda. The mouths of the rivers draining in the sea are easier to access than the ones draining into the lakes. We branch off after the bridge to these sandy roads that run along the river. So tumekuwa tukiona vile watu who drive kwa dunes, and I can't wait. Haya, lock the wheels. Sasa twende tukaruke dunes. Okay, so we are not used to driving in sand, and contrary to common belief, you can't learn it easily from YouTube. Hii kitu ni ngumu. It is a whole process ya degree. Na sisi tulikuja kuona mto.
Cheki vile watu drive kama dunes. Nafikiri ni kazi rahisi. Kumbe watu kuama ni ile tu wanatupea short poa. Probably ndio half of the day wanafanyanga. Yeah.
Lakini sijakwama miguu, so I decide to walk the rest of the way.
Yeah, tuko hapa Dubai. Manze, it feels so good being in Dubai.
After walking for what felt like hours, I get to the mouth. This is where the fresh water of the river meets the salty Indian Ocean, providing ideal conditions for fish. Where there is an abundance of fish, there are also many fishermen and fisherbirds. The only gear used here is the net. Fishing is one of the most dangerous jobs in Kenya, as many of them drown every year, mostly in deep waters. At the mouth of the river and close to the shore, the risk of drowning is low. That, however, does not mean that fishing here is less risky. There is a big reason why it is dangerous, especially if the reason weighs 2 tons and has sharp teeth.
I've never seen this before, a hippo in the wild. They're not just in the wild, right next to the ocean. Tuko hapa Sabaki estuary, maji ya river ina meet up na ya ocean, and as you can see, the fishermen on that side wameambiwa watoke because there's a hippo. Obviously, it's a wild animal, it's very dangerous, and we need to be careful for sure. Just look at that, it's a whole island.
A hippo in the ocean? How now? Your chances of meeting a hippo at the beach are slim, but not impossible. Mimi najua kiboko ni amphibious, freshwater animal. But hey, this is the wild and it's 2021. Tuliwacha kushangaa 2020. Pengine huyo kiboko alikuwa anataka tu kuogelea kwa bahari na si kuua watu vile. Anyway, these men will not let Africa's #1 killer animal stand in their way. I had intended to join the fishermen in the water, but now kuna vile kama wanafunzi wa shule, ninaogopa kiboko atarudi.
Need to be very careful.
After assurances that I will not add to the continent's hippo statistics, I join in, but a bit closer to the shore. Ni kama Squid Game ya ukweli.
So vile nimeelezewa, nishike hivi kwa angle, yani diagonal. Alafu nitatembea hivi, akianza kutembea hivyo, mimi nitembea hivyo pia. Oh, sasa requires a lot of patience, eh? Sikitu haraka.
It is not an easy task to haul these nets in the water. The focus and determination in these men is amazing. It is hard to imagine that kuna kiboko haram kinaogelea tu mahali na unaendelea tu na shughuli zako. Everything goes well, and after 10 minutes, we haul the catch to the shore. Luckily, the only statistics today are the fish.
Nambora ni pazuri pa kuvua samaki.
Hapa ni baharini.
Na
ni pazuri kwa kuvua samaki kwa sababu kuna mto wa Galana umetoka Sabaki, umetoka Longobaya kututia Sabaki. Tia huko baharini ndo tunavuta hapa. Ndo sisi tunavuta. Saa nyingine samaki atoke, saa nyingine samaki akatae. Kwa zile takataka zinatoka Longobaya.
Sasa na kuvua unapatanga samaki na gani? Naona hii sana naona huu samaki sasa huu anaitwaje?
British.
Huu anaitwa British.
British.
Oh, hao ndio walitucolonize. Kwa nini wanaitwa British?
Samaki wengine wazuri sana lakini vile hawawi wakubwa.
Oh, hawi wakubwa.
Ni wadogo, size yake hiyo ndo kubwa tayari.
So ndio maana inaitwa British.
Samaki,
Okay, sawa. Na nimeona kiboko pale. Kiboko amesaidia uvuvi ama ameharibu kazi?
Anaharibu kazi kwa sababu akisimama yeye mahali kwa kuvuta hawezi vuta.
Amuogopi kiboko?
Hatuwezi ogopa kiboko kwa sababu tukimuogopa tutakula nini? Hakuna kingine cha kukula, ni lazima uingie ndani ya maji ufanye kazi ndo ule.
The Sabaki estuary is also a great place to watch birds. The most spectacular is the flamingo. Since we started this show, we have been discovering that flamingos are not just found in Nakuru, Elementaita, and Bogoria. We found them in Simbinyaima, in Nyanza, and now in Sabaki.
Hiyo river ni ile ambayo imeanzia Ngong Hills. Na ilipofika Nairobi hapo sehemu za Ukambani, ikapata jina kaitwa Hati River. So inakuja chini majina na itapitia kwenye village. So imefika hapa kwetu na 3 names. Ya kwanza ikiwa ni Hati, na ilipofika Tsavo ikapata jina kaitwa Galana. Na ilipofika hapa kwetu tukapata jina kaitwa Sabaki. Kwa sababu village tuna Sabaki.
It fills me with awe when I think how this river has made the journey all the way from Kiambu and Kajiado County, Machakos, Makueni, Taita Taveta, and finally Kilifi. The beauty of these two bodies meeting can be observed at different times. During low tide, the color changes.
Hiyo ocean ikianza high tide, kuna zile waves za high tide, water zinapata ku breathe, pita kwa nini kwa hiyo river, ambapo pia nafanya river na kwa nini na high tide.
Na high tide,
So wakati wa low tide, hii river huwa inatoa maji huku juu na inapeleka pale kwa ocean. Wakati wa high tide huwa ina change direction.
The beach around the estuary is generally clean, although in some parts there is sign of pollution.
Hii ocean huwa haitaki uchafu. Na hii maji ya mto kutoka juu na uchafu mwingi unapeleka wapi? Kwa ocean. So uchafu kifika pale kwa ocean, so kuna hizo waves. So hizo waves zinachuja uchafu wote ambao maji ya mto. Baadaye sasa wakati wa high tide uchafu unatupwa nje. So unapata kona hiyo ocean imetengezea place ya water deposit ambao unapata kona uchafu ambao umejaa hapa hivi. Pamoja sasa na hizo matakataka ambazo kutoka juu za plastic na kutoka juu ambazo zinakuja kwa ocean ndio zinatolewa.
Sabaki is a great place to visit. There are mangrove forests, clean beaches, dunes, fishermen, and wildlife. This beautiful ecosystem could be much better if we took care of our environment upstream. For the people here, this river is not just a beautiful sight to behold or visit. They live here. Their lives depend on it. The Kilifi County has an ambitious plan to create the largest waterfront park that will extend from the beach in Malindi all the way to the Sabaki estuary for 10 kilometers. So next time you're at the coast, visit Kilifi and marvel at this superstructure that broke the Kenyan records. Walk on the dunes in Magarini and see where the Athi ends its journey. Next week, tunajua wengi watakuwa kwa beach pale Pirates. We will bring you a special edition of searching for the perfect beach in the counties of Mombasa, Kwale, and Kilifi.
Hey! Hey! Mchanga tutachia Warabu, si tunabaki na matope. Hey!